Hello, everyone. Welcome to Coffee Tea, You and Me. Let me see if I can't turn this music down real quick. Here we go. Hi, everyone. I hope you guys are having a good time. Today is amazing. It's an amazing Friday. It's so wonderful to be back with you all, back to Coffee Tea, You and Me. This is one of the most exciting things that I get to do every single week is talk with entrepreneurs, business leaders, everybody in the community about things that are important to the SWAM business community. Small, women-owned, minority-owned businesses are doing such a great job of coming back from this pandemic. People are saying that there are nothing but opportunities out there right now as we're going through the great recession. The new recession's coming up, but we're also doing the great resignation is afoot. So people are making changes, or doing new things, and coming up with new ideas and coming up with new creative ways. At the same time, we got to be careful though, because the recession is afoot. It's coming. For those of you all who don't know what that's all about, I encourage you to make sure that you have saved as much as you possibly can. No longer are we looking at 6 to 12 months of your income. We're looking at 12 to 24 months of your income, because you want to position yourself to take advantage. And if you have a business that can take advantage of recession or of a recession-proof business, I'd definitely like to know who you are and what that's all about, because there are a lot of new opportunities that are going to be coming afoot as a result of some of the economic decline. As our economy shrinks, we're going to be seeing new opportunities for a lot of new people to do great things. So if you're one of those businesses, I definitely want you to pay attention. I want to reach out to you and make sure you got an open door. Give me a call. My information is right here. I may want to get you on the show and talk about what you're doing and how you're doing it, so others can be blessed and have the opportunity to grow. This is Coffee Tea, You and Me. For the last 20 years, I've been working with entrepreneurs and business leaders every Friday, talking to them about the things that are important for them to know, the things that are going to help them grow, and things that are going to help them move their businesses forward. I am Coach Powell. I run Coach Powell Training and Development. It is my passion and my love to have these opportunities to share with all of you. Today is a special day. This morning, I was able to do the keynote presentation for a graduation ceremony for government leaders. And there was over 300 people in the audience. It was an amazing opportunity to share and to come up with some ideas. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to rebroadcast that entire commencement speech, because I think it was an incredible opportunity for others to learn what we're talking about today, which is TrueVOICE. For those of you who've been following the program for the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about TrueVOICE and what that's all about and how you can use it as a tool to accomplish everything you want to accomplish in your life and in your business. So the first week we delved in, we took an overall view of TrueVOICE and what does it mean to have a true understanding of what your voice is and what it is that you want to bring to the table. How do you articulate it and how do you create it? And then what are the benefits associated with you being able to do that? And we know that when you can fully express your ideas confidently and knowing that they can happen and knowing that you can invite other people into it, what happens is it generates a tremendous amount of energy. Not only do you exude confidence and you're able to share your thoughts and your ideas in the most powerful, meaningful way, others are able to accept that idea and trust you in a way that they would not normally trust others. And that's what TrueVOICE does. TrueVOICE is a trust maximizer. It really helps people get to a point where they can have the integrity they need to have and display that integrity in such a way that they immediately get other people to trust them. And when you're really, really good and you understand the TrueVOICE system, you can help empower others with it. And that's what I do all day, every day. I love that opportunities that I have to work with other people to share and to help them create their voice and find their space and find places where their uniqueness can not just be challenged, but it's a challenge that they can win and they can grow from. So we started out talking about giving you an overall of what TrueVOICE was, and then we talked about vision, how vision can be used to guide and direct all of your behaviors, and all of the people that you want to bring along with you can be empowered and inspired by your vision once you learn how to grab it and how to articulate it and how to move it forward. Then we talked about opportunities and how opportunities are not just opportunities. Opportunities are challenges that are there to give you a signal of an opportunity that you have to overcome, a great opportunity for you to get engaged and to find out what you're truly made of and test your mettle. And if you don't have any resistance to doing the things that you want to do, then you're probably not doing anything new. You're probably not doing anything exciting. It might be exciting, might be interesting to you, but it's not in a position to help you grow or help anyone else grow. It's just something that you're used to doing, you know about, and you understand it, and it's within your area of expertise or talent. And so that's not necessarily something that's going to move you forward, because to move forward, you got to stretch, you got to grow. And those challenges that you might think of as obstacles are really, once you learn how to reframe them and retool them, are really opportunities for you to grow. The next area we're going to get into, which we're going to get into today, is your instincts. We're going to talk today about how you use your personal motivation, your personal drive, your initial instinct to move forward, to do things that you want to do, and take advantage of it. Because just at the instinctual level, you'll find that you're only going to be 50% successful in any new endeavor. And 50% success is not enough to give you a sense of safety or a sense of comfort in what it is that you're doing. So you might want to make sure today we're going to talk about how you take your instinct and move your instinct through intuition and into insight. So the 3 I's we're going to talk about are instinct, intuition, and insight today, and how do you use those and some exercises to grow. And if you got some ideas of how you've used the differences between those things, the insight in the past, definitely let us know. I am so thankful to have so many guests on the show today. We're going to have a great time. I see my girl Nancy's out there. My girl Annette is out there. And I'll be posting some information from them a little later. But we're going to have so much fun today. We're going to have an opportunity to get into instinct and what instinct means to you and how you're going to use instinct. Some of the information that I pulled together is just incredible. Right after the commercial message, we're going to be coming back with that information. And with that, I'm going to leave you with a wonderful little video. Check it out. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Coffee Tea, You and Me. As you know, my name is Coach Powell. I help entrepreneurs, business leaders, small women-owned minority entrepreneurs figure out and find ways to move themselves forward, to get unstuck, to create new opportunities, and to learn what they have to learn about the environment that's around them so they can be successful in everything that they need to do. I've been doing this now for almost 20 years. I've been meeting with organizations, and since the pandemic, we've been doing this completely online and completely virtually, and it's a great opportunity. I wish that I could be there with you personally and share with you face to face and have a cup of coffee, but guess what? You can have a cup of coffee on your own. You don't need me for that. You can have a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, whatever. You sit back, relax, do whatever you want to do. Sometimes I'm able to get guests on the show, and I'm able to talk about different ideas, and I like to try to bring new voices, new people who have something to say, have something to share, something relevant in the SWAM community. And I'm hoping that if you know anybody who you'd like to have as representation on the show, it doesn't really matter where they're from, as long as they care about and maybe serve small businesses. That's what's important to me. Today's topic is instinct. How do you use instinct? How do you take instinct and use it to your advantage? Now, there's a difficult concept of this instinct concept. And I want to share with you from today's training module what that's all about. And so if you've been participating, you know that I always try to post some type of document, some type of information that not just gives a cheat sheet for me, right, but allows you to think in a different way and allows you to go deeper into the subjects. And on Facebook, on YouTube, you'll find that post. If you're watching this on LinkedIn, you're not going to find the post because LinkedIn doesn't share the chat that we would share in the particular system that we're using to broadcast this. But I'm going to go back into the LinkedIn chat and post this a little later. I don't expect you're going to be able to cut and copy and paste it off the screen where I'm sharing it right now. But if you're in the chat box, and anyone in the chat box, you'll be able to download the document. Please do save it to your own hard drive. Use it to whatever ways you want to use it, but make sure that you take a deep dive into this, because intuition is a tricky thing. And the reason why intuition is tricky is because it is your gut reaction, right? It is the first reaction you have to a new stimulus. And when you think about what that means to entrepreneurs and business leaders, what that means is there might be an opportunity for you that looks kind of ugly. And instinctively, you're going to look at it and go, oh my God, this is something else I got to do. It's something huge, something big, something overwhelming, something is too much. It's too risky. It's too. Your instinct naturally is going to tell you if something is new and outside of your comfort zone, that is dangerous, that it's risky. But that's not necessarily true. And I know some of you all have been through enough in the world of business to know that sometimes your instinct is not a good one. It's not a correct one. It's not one that's going to evolve you and create more opportunities for you, because that's kind of what it was there for. And it's designed to be there for in the first place. It's to protect you from things that could cause you hurt, harm, and danger. And sometimes your instinct works as a sentry or as a security guard, and sometimes it's overprotective. So opportunities that should be coming into your space, should be coming into your mind, should be coming into your universe, don't necessarily come because your instinct won't allow it. Your instinct is to say no. Your instinct is to reject. Your instinct is to look the other way because it might take you off track to what you're currently focused on. And so you don't really want to have these opportunities. Well, I'm here to tell you that TrueVOICE will help you not only distinguish what opportunities are in front of you that are good for you to look at and consider, and what opportunities are not. I told you earlier why it's important to have your voice, why it's important to speak your language, why it's important to use your thoughts and ideas as a projection to project you into a forward position, right? If you have good vision and it's well articulated, then why not share it on any particular topic? It doesn't even matter what it doesn't matter what the idea, the concept, the topic is. There's a vision associated with it. If you put it on its maximum trajectory, if you put it on its highest potential for human development and growth, then you'll find that whatever it is you're thinking about can be used as a creative force to move energy forward. Now, does it mean you have to move it forward? No. Does it mean it's important to you? Not necessarily. It just means that this is something that you can conceive of as a dream, a vision, an opportunity that could possibly be. The beautiful thing about vision, though, is not bound by anything. It's not bound by time. It's only bound by your imagination. So the more you practice using vision, the more you're going to use, the more your emotions are going to open up, your instincts are going to open up. And that's what I want to make the point I'm trying to make with you today. When you have an instinctual connection to something, someone, an idea, a concept, right? You're going to find that it draws you in. You're going to find that it creates more opportunities for you. And you're going to find that even if you ignore it, it's going to come back at you some kind of way in another framework, another position, maybe another time when you're not as busy and you're capable of actually taking the time to look at the opportunity as an opportunity versus a hindrance or something that would bother you. And so I know that, when you're an entrepreneur, you're a business leader, you're beset, every day, all the time, with new people who are trying to get into your space. New people are trying to capture your attention. New people are trying to get you motivated and interested in something that they're motivated and interesting about around or something like that. And so you have to defend yourself a lot against that input or that deluge of information. But some of that information, some of that is just right for you. Some of that is the stuff that you really need to be thinking about and you really need to hear about. And the way you get to more of that and less of the former is to start to project your ideas out into the universe on a regular, consistent basis to people to whom those ideas may matter. And so it's critically important as you begin to advance your network and your networking skills and grow as an individual, that you start to identify ways to invite others into your space, to invite others into your concepts, into your ideas. So they begin to see that your instinct is not just instinct, but it's intuition. You see, it's your feelings that are also associated with what you know and what your experience tells you. And it's not just a gut feeling, but it's an informed gut feeling. See, that's how you start to move from instinct to intuition. You want to share your intuition as much as possible with people who matter. When I say people who matter, I mean people who can empower you or somehow work with you in collaboration to move this intuition to the next level, to keep moving forward. But if you cannot articulate it in a way that makes sense, that others will resonate with others, then you got some work to do. Because just because you have a feeling doesn't mean it has meaning, significance, or relevance to anyone else. And in order for you to multiply that feeling, in order for you to generate more energy because of that feeling, you're going to have to articulate it in such a way that people that it does resonate with can find you, can hear you, can see you, can feel you, and can accept that you have the right stuff, that you're thinking in a way that they're aligned with. There's their nature and their spirit and things that make them have sense is something that is going to inform what's going on. And I think it's very, very important. I'm gonna take a detour real quick because my girl Nancy just dropped some knowledge on us, so I got to pay attention to that, right? What Nancy says here is she doesn't deal with it if it slows your roll, right? And that's true. You know, if you find something that that impacts you negatively or will keep you from focusing on what you have to focus on, that's important. You don't want to get involved with things that are going to slow you down from your purpose. But that presupposes that you know what your purpose is, right? That you've dialed up that intuition such that you've got a good handle on what you're doing and where you're going and why you want it to happen for you, and what you're looking forward to happen for you, why you should be the one to carry forward the message, why you should be the one to do the activity or to create the program or to find it. There's a reason why you believe that that's true. And that reason is based largely on what your intuition has been developed to help you understand. So you've moved not from just a feeling, but more into a knowing. That's what intuition is. It's a feeling that you begin to know. And it's critically important to all success. Because when you can move from instinct to intuition, you're now giving credibility to the feelings that you have, not just doing things because I said so. No, you're doing things because you know. Now, you may not be able to fully articulate and explain how you know what you know, because that's your intuition, right? But it is up to you to improve your language and improve the way you dialogue with others in such a way that you can identify and find others who will resonate with your message and whose message that you also resonate with. So you know that there are books, there's poems, there's songs, there's all kinds of things that have caused a resonance in your life and in your space, in your business, right? There are things that motivate you, that drive you, that give you, that inspire you. People who share wonderful information with you that drive, that may, wake up an epiphany in you that makes you move forward, that makes you grow, that makes you want to experience more and more and more of what they have to say and what's going on. These people create a resonance in you. These people are people who help you determine what your potential is and what you can do and what's possible for you. It's incredibly, and all the information and everything you can gather that helps you dial in and to helps you look inside and dig deeper into your intuition, into who you are, into what your natural instincts are. Those are the things that are going to be easy for you to grab hold of. They're going to be things that are going to be easy for you to feel like you can defend, because they represent not just what's going on, but who you are and how you fit into what's going on. I hope you guys get that. I know you've had moments in your life where you think you're doing something, you're doing it for the right reasons, but over time, the reasons why you started doing it start to slip away because those things are no longer relevant as new things are coming into your life and coming into your space. And I want to challenge you to embrace the new. Don't be afraid to try new things, meet new people, be open to new ideas, because that might be the universe's way of communicating to you that it's time to not shift who you are, but improve upon who you are. It's not about denying anything of your past, but it is about bringing yourself forward into a new future. People sometimes get stuck in the past. It happens all the time. They get stuck in the universe, in a space, in a place where, used to, could have, should have is all they think about. And I'm going to encourage you to be mindful and to think more about what's going on right now. Because I will promise you that a couple of things are happening. When you can get in touch with gratitude, when you can get in touch with your intuition, when you can get in touch with the things that are going really, really well for you right now, the things that you enjoy right now, the things that you find beautiful and insightful and inspiring right now, every day in every moment, when you can stay focused in those areas, you're going to be a person that is so grateful to be alive, that is so grateful to have the experiences that you get to experience. Even the negative experiences are going to be experiences that you get to experience, not the things that happen to you, but the things that happen for you to bring you forward, to challenge you, to correct you, to move you forward, to draw you out of that thing and into this thing. These are situations that are set up, obstacles that are set up that you may think are in your way, but they're just challenges to be overcome. So you want to go back and learn more about that. Take a look at the last module we talked about obstacles. But your intuition improves as you overcome obstacles, as you face challenges, as you look at the reality that's in front of you right now, accept the good and embrace it and hold on to it for as long as you can, and then challenge the negative in a way that turns even the negative into a positive for you. I know some of you will understand what I'm talking about, because if you run away, if you're the kind of person who consistently runs away from all challenges, then you don't have a way to improve your intuition. You do not have a way to improve your knowledge and your feelings and your emotions about something that you need to improve on in order to grow into the person that you want to grow into. And the person you want to grow into is not just the person who has instinct and intuition. The person you want to grow into, the person I challenge you to grow into, is a person that has wisdom and insight. Now, instinct may be your gut feeling. Intuition may be your gut feeling on steroids as a result of your experience. But insight, that's a whole different thing. Insight is a knowing without knowing. It is a knowing that something is going to happen before it happens. And when you hone your level of expertise in any area of life, you will develop an insight. I started out today talking about the recession that I know is imminent. It's going to happen. All the signs, all the economic signs, and I'm not going to bore you with those, has led us to understand that we're on the precipice of a recession. Now, can I prove it? Absolutely not. I can only tell you what historical data has shared that suggests that the last time the Earth and the Moon and the stars aligned in this particular way, right, it led to a recession. And when the economy shrinks and inflation is up and prices are going haywire and there's major glitches in our manufacturing and our setup, and you're going to see that jobs are not being filled and people are not being able to be employed. This is recession time. It is time for our whole entire economic system to reset itself. And in this time, there are going to be opportunities for a tremendous amount of people. And this is why I'm talking to you today about your instinct and your intuition and your insight. You need to be able to dial up these things in this moment more so than any other time, because this is how you find yourself on the other side. I know the recession is coming. And I know that that's going to mean people are going to be losing their jobs and not being able to find new jobs. And I know this is going to be a time of introspection. Just like the pandemic, this is going to be a time of great introspection for people to start to reassess and reevaluate. What are they doing? Why are they doing it? And at that time, you know what they're going to need? They're going to need a coach. They're going to need somebody who's going to be able to help them negotiate and navigate the system, the truth of the economic system that we happen to be in America, and understand how to take advantage of the things that are going to be happening now as a result of the macroeconomic factors of the pandemic and the recession, and how they're going to come together, and how you need to take advantage instead of burying your head in the sand and crying woe is me and waiting for the good old days to come back, because they're not coming back, right? It's the new opportunity. What's going to happen new? What's going to be new on the outset of this recession? As we close out this pandemic and enter into the recession, along with the Great Resignation, what's going to come out of it? How can you capitalize on it? That's the conversations that you need to be in. Those are the conversations that you need to talk about and you need to share. And if you have insight, you certainly need to be sharing that insight with other people, because this is where history makers are born. This is where stars are aligned and are made, right? This is where people who have the opportunity to share something special, something uniquely them, something that get a gifting, a talent that they have. This is where you really get to shine, because people are going to be desperate, which means they're going to be paying attention to opportunity more so than any other time. So think about it. What is it that you could do in your business? If you have a thought, an idea, you want to throw it in the chat, definitely do that. What is it that you can do in your business to take advantage of the recessionary period that we're about to go into? Now, a lot of people think that this insight that I'm sharing with you is premature. And they think that this insight that I'm sharing with you is, it may not happen. I mean, we may not go into a great recession. I don't believe that. I know that it's going to happen. And I know that, that everything makes sense for it to happen. And to act like it's not going to happen, to me, would be irresponsible. To me, it would be telling people to hold on to a hope of the same old, same old. And that's never good advice, because there's never going to be a same old, same old. There's always going to be change. Those things are imminent. There are always going to be opportunities. Now, the recession may not happen next week. It may not happen next quarter. It may not happen next year, but it's going to happen real soon. And for those who are prepared and looking on the other side of it, instead of looking at it, are going to be the people who make it through and shine in the result of it. I want you to be one of those people. I want you to share your insight, your wisdom, and I want you to do what you need to do to move yourself forward. Now, if you look at the document that I shared with you today, you're going to find on page, let me see if I can find it. You're going to find on page 2 a little graphic. And that graphic talks to you a little bit about what instinct, intuition, and insight does. Now, there's great explanations and links to all the stuff that I'm sharing with you today. So definitely take a time when you get a chance to go back and take a look at it. But notice that when you experience insight, you have a deep, almost spiritual connection with the truth of a future that others simply cannot or simply do not. And I want to challenge you, look at some of the greatest leaders and some of the greatest people that you've ever experienced in your life, and look at how they've used their insight to drive them and hold companies and nations forward, because they knew something that they could articulate and they could share, but they couldn't necessarily prove it because there's no data suggested to suggest that this is where it is. This is what's happening. There's only a belief. There's only a true and deep commitment and understanding of what that future state might be. Now, I know a lot of you wish that you had insights in certain areas. I know some of you would like to love to be insightful about your children, right? To know that they're going to be okay. I know that you'd like to be insightful about your future, to know without a shadow of doubt that this is how it's going to happen. This is how it's going to unfold. You're going to get cancer and you're going to survive it, or you're going to have Alzheimer's and they're going to come up with a cure, or you're going to, whatever it is that's going to be future thinking as happening, right? You're going to die, but maybe not. Maybe you can hold off for 100 years if they come up with the right technology. Who knows? But the point is, no matter what's going to happen in your future, the more insightful you are about it, the more confident and the better you will feel in today. as to your ability to move forward and think about and accept and appreciate and be grateful for what's happening right now. No matter what the future holds, right now, it's going to be built on right now. And so you have to think about what can you do right now to take advantage of this insight and this insightful future that you may see in any iteration. When you think about it, think about your expertise, think about your talent, think about your gifts. If you were to put them on steroids, if you were to maximize their effectiveness and their meaning and significance and relevance in the world today, such that you become one of the few, if anybody else can do or think or share what you do, think, and share, what can happen for your life at that point? What could you be, do, and have that you can't right now? I promise you, my friends, if you can figure it out, if you could come up with the goods, if you can do what it takes to develop your insight and move it and help others move with the same kind of insight and the same kind of understanding, then your life is going to be golden. You're going to multiply, and things are going to be given to you more than you could ever imagine, more than your dreams can contain. And so it's important that you spend time in that space, thinking and understanding who you are, who you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to deliver, what contributions, not just can you make, but contributions that you were designed to make. Whether that design is natural design or that design comes from your years of experience and honing your expertise, it's still design. It's still created, and in my view, collaborated and co-collaborated with the great master of the universe. He's put things in front of you that has allowed you to be who you are today. Discovering what's great about that and then figuring out how to take that trajectory and move it forward is the stuff that all of us have the capacity to do. All of us have and because we have the capacity to do it, we probably should, but no one's going to force you. No one's going to force you to improve on your instinct, your intuition, and your insight. That's going to be up to you. And it's going to be easier for you to push, to strategize, to create if you have a view, if you have a vision of what's possible for you, if you allow yourself to spend time thinking about that in every iteration of your life, in every role that you play. Think about your instinct, your intuition, and your insight in your role as a mother, in your role as a father, in your role as a business leader, in your role as an entrepreneur, in your role as a product salesperson. Whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is the space that you're occupying in the moment, think about it. Where do you have insight that others may not have? Where do you have intuition based on your extreme knowledge? And how can you instinctively move yourself forward? You've got an idea about it. Stop denying it. Stop telling yourself you don't. You do. You're just not willing to tap into it. And when you enjoy that freedom, when you enjoy that possibility, I promise you, so many things will be granted to your life. So many things will open up for you. So many people will be driven to you and in your direction. You have got to have the ability, though, to say, this is who I am. This is where I'm going. This is what I stand for. This is what I stand against. And you're going to find not just your tribe, but you're going to find people who will want to join your inner circle, who want to support your dreams and your hopes and your wishes, who want to align with you because their dreams and hopes and wishes also align with yours. And you're going to find a resonance with those people. The key to making that work, though, I got to tell you, it cannot be homogenous. You cannot look for people who think exactly the way you think, look exactly the way you look, come from exactly the same spaces you come from, because, my friend, that is not growth. That is the good old boys network. That is a repetition of the past. That's a repetition of something that people want to hold on to instead of letting go and embracing the new. I started out saying, how important it is that you learn to do that. You learn to be open. You learn to be inclusive. You learn to be collaborative. Gone are the days when people can start to think that it's my way or the highway. It always lands you in trouble. When you start to realize that everyone has a contribution to make, and you start to gift yourself with helping and inspire others to find where their contribution should be and helping them put them on the path towards making those contributions, you're going to find that your life is blessed. It happens to me all the time, every day. I spend my time and effort and energy trying to help people find themselves. Find their moments and escape the realities that they're facing. It is so important what we're sharing with you in today's training. I hope you get it. I hope it blesses your heart, and I hope you're engaged by it. My girl Nancy has this to say: I can help people by teaching them ways to improve their physical, emotional, and mental health without having medical bills and drugs. I charge a whole lot less than physicians and psychiatrists, but they should use physicians and other medical professionals when they need them. That is so true, Nancy. I think so many opportunities for us to heal ourselves and to heal each other go bye-bye because we've allowed people to dictate the terms of what health is and what health looks like. And you and I know that the health that most of medical professionals talk about is not health at all. It's pathology, right? It's dealing with the symptoms. It's dealing with the dread and the doom and gloom of a situation, not the joy and the empowerment and the inspiration of it. No matter what's going on with you physically, there's a balance to the body that most people don't understand. I found it to be true, though. It's when I learned how to teach and coach racquetball. One of the greatest things my coach gave me was the gift of understanding how to recover from injury, but how to prevent injury in the first place. And the way you do it is by paying attention to the imbalances that are in your body. So when you find swelling or you find pain, all that is an indication that there's an imbalance somewhere. And what you need to do is to seek to rebalance that situation. And sometimes you'll find that even things like knee pain can be rebalanced by strengthening your quads and strengthening other supporting muscular tissue that will help provide more stability to an aching knee joint that might be aching due to arthritis, which is not something that you can necessarily get in front of. But then again, there are things that are happening that you can do to lessen that impact of things that we thought were just things you had to live with. We now know you don't have to live with diabetes. You don't. You can just start to eat right. Not all diabetes, but the type. There's a type 2, I think type 2 diabetes. You can reverse it. You can reverse, heart failure issues. You can reverse issues. So much so in psychological issues. They're all chemical responses that you can figure out how to eat differently, how to think differently, how to start to slowly pull yourself into a different mode of thinking and get your body to release the hormones and the chemicals that you need to for your mental health. But all of it requires patience, attention, and understanding. And mostly it requires help from people who also want to delve into the uncharted waters, the things that's not that easy to solve. And Nancy's right. This is the best. And I love this. I'm going to share this with you. I wish I'd have came up with it myself. Prayer is talking to God. Medication is listening for the answers, aka intuition, according to some sources. And I love that. That's so, and there's something there when you think about it. When you are, I now say, I don't just pray, right? I have a practice where I pray and I practice mindfulness and I practice meditation. All three of the things. So I'm not just asking for help. I'm not just looking for, relief. Yeah, I'm doing that, but I'm also seeking the answers. And I'm also accepting and embracing the truth of what's great about my current situation. I do that every day, and it helps me to stay grounded. It helps me to find that balance in my heart, my body, my mind, and my spirit. I suggest you try it out. It's pretty good stuff. And there's no way to do it wrong. Just got to keep practicing and find the methods, the strategies, the pace that works for you. Because we're not all the same. We're not a monolith. All of us has a different thumbprint, right? And so how you're going to impact and develop yourself health-wise, spiritually wise, it's all unique to you. But it's the journey that we're all on. Then you can talk to each other about it and you can learn from each other. And I suggest you do that, but also pay attention to what really works for you, what really resonates with you, what makes sense to you, what you can commit to wholeheartedly. Not, I'm going to stick my toe in the water. Now, I know initially with everything, you're just sticking your toe in the water. But once you start to figure out what works, double down on that thing, right? And keep pushing it and keep stressing it and keep testing it. One of my favorite quotes in the Bible has, and I can't give you a direct chapter and verse on this one, but it pretty much says that everything you believe is right for testing. Anything you think works should be tested. It's okay to test it. It's okay to challenge it. Even God. It's okay. Because anything that's good, anything that's worthy will stand the test. Will stand up to the test. It's when you don't test and you just accept things as they are because somebody else said so, or somebody else did it, or because somebody else is working for somebody else. That's when you're going to find yourself no longer in control of your life, no longer in control of your situation. You're going to find that others are controlling you. Maybe not even on purpose, but they're doing it anyway. So go out there, seek your road, seek your path, seek your struggle, embrace it. Don't run away from it. Face it. Commit yourself and your resources to overcome. And if you can't overcome it because you can't find the resources, either you don't have them or somebody else doesn't have them, they don't exist. Maybe that obstacle is there to just turn you around. Accept that. Nope, can't go in that direction. Doesn't work for me. And there's many stories people can tell you. Those of us who have been on the weight loss journey, those of us who have been on the spiritual journey, those of us who have been on, the relationship journey, we can tell you there's many obstacles to face in life, in business, and everywhere there is. And some obstacles are meant to turn you around. Like, no, it means do not enter. Do not come in this direction. You're going in the wrong direction. Go away. Go. That's a real obstacle. That's not a challenge, guys. I don't want to talk to you earlier about the difference between obstacles. You can make some obstacles challenges, but there's something to learn from every obstacle. Be careful about how you approach them. Be careful how you do it, but definitely go for it. All right, that's enough yammering on with you guys. Next week, we're going to talk about commitment, which is the sexy stuff, right? I hope you get a lot out of today's call, today's session. I look forward to supporting you. If there's anything in your business, anything that you want to support from, shout out to my girl, Paulette. I see you out there, Paulette. Thank you very much. She's phoning in from LinkedIn. It's great to have you. Great to have you here. For those of you who want to participate in this recording or in the future, guess what? They're going to be posted on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. You can go back and watch all the recording over history, over time. We're going to continue to do this. Next week, we're getting into commitment. If you guys know anybody who is a guru of commitment and that might want to come on and be one of our guest speakers on the show, they're not going to have to present anything. All they have to do is participate in the dialogue and maybe answer some questions in the chat. But other than that, they're not going to have to do anything, not going to prepare anything. So you have to be willing to look good on camera. If you know somebody out there who's willing to do that, that you think might be a great person to learn from, or hit me up. My information is scrolling across your screen. There's no excuse how not to get in contact with me because my life is an open book. I'm an open book. You can find me. I'm accessible. And if you can't find me, it's because you're not looking. God bless you. I hope you have a great day. This is Coach Powell signing off from Coffee Tea, You and Me. Another great episode in the bank. Bye now.